Hi everybody, it's Smithy here. Just a little update video to let everyone know what we've worked on over the last block and what the plans are going forward. So one of the things we've worked on is on our trading technique for both forehand and backhand. What we've been looking at doing is getting our players into a really strong set position on both sides. Okay, just getting the racket nice and high. What that's allowing the players to do is it's allowing them to generate a little bit more shape on their shot, promoting a little bit of topspin. But what it also does is really good, it's really important for the little players, is it allows them to deal with different heights of shots. If the racket's straight down, it means if the ball is sitting higher, you start developing this kind of looping shape of the ball, which we don't really want. We want them to have the racket nice and high. If you need to adjust, it makes it much easier. Another thing we've been working on is to do with our building tactics, and a tactic we've tried to implement all the way through the age groups is just this idea of taking the ball on early, not letting the ball drop down. So when the ball comes in, you're trying to look to get the ball as it is rising off the court. One of the main reasons for this is that it takes time away from your opponent. It's one of many different ways that you can be aggressive and assertive in a match. So we've been looking at our players doing this in the tournaments that we run. They're all giving it a go, which is great to see. You just need to keep practicing it. Another thing we've been working on is to do with the tempo on the serve. When you look at our junior players serving, what tends to happen a lot of the time is when they actually go into their technique, the racket arm leads, then the throwing arm goes, and this arm stays really still. What we've been trying to do is get the opposite way around. So we lead with the throwing arm. That means that the racket arm can keep moving all the way through the serve, and it just generates a little bit more smoothness and tempo into the serve. So what we're going to work on in the next block is we're going to make sure that we are taking the ball on early, we're not letting the ball drop down, which is very important if you are competing and wanting to get the most out of your tennis. It's also really important that we continue to hit through the ball, and by hitting through the ball, what I mean is when you get to your contact point, it's not just letting the racket finish. You've got to let the racket continue through. Almost imagine that you're hitting 3 tennis balls in a row. That just gets a little bit more stretch through the shot, longer release, and should hopefully get the ball travelling further in the court. The other thing that I really want to do in the next block is just kind of create this kind of mentality when we're competing of planning points out, having an idea of what we want to do in the point, and then after the point is finished, then looking back at it, reflecting on it. Did it work? Did something work well? Did other things not work well? And being able to kind of plan our games out that way instead of going into a game and just seeing what happens. You've got to plan it. So I'll let everyone know how that goes on at the end of the next block. Thanks very much.